Hey guys, this is Builder, and this is a video of my game with me versus MyRick. I start out as the Aztecs, which have the nice building improvement. They also have the Jaguar and the culture from killing stuff. So they're a pretty nice, well-rounded civ. You get all of their bonuses in the ancient era. So as opposed to some other civs like, say, America, where you only get really one bonus. But that is overshadowed by Rome, which also gets all of their bonuses pretty early. But I would argue a lot more strong bonuses, such as the Legion, which is a swordsman with two extra strength, and can build roads. And then there's their catapult replacement, which has 3 extra range strength, which is just devastating to, well, cities specifically, but pretty much anything else as well. So I'm gonna attack MyRick because he's in open terrain. You get a penalty on open terrain, and unfortunately he dodges and then strikes right back. The point of attacking an open terrain is because you get a 10% penalty in open terrain, so if you're attacking somebody in open terrain, they're taking more damage than you are, and then if you can attack again, you can often kill off their unit. And I do something a little bit unconventional here. I decide I'm going to get the wheel, because the Aztec unique building is the floating gardens, I believe, and it's the replacement for the watermill, and on top of its normal improvement, it gives plus 15% food, which it might be easy to just glance over that and say, oh, that's not that much, but it works on base food instead of food surplus, which a lot of bonuses do. A lot of bonuses like the tradition policies, growth policies, the finisher, and the capital bonus both apply to food surplus. So, for example, in my capital right now, I have 2 excess food, and those would only give me plus 10 or plus 15% on that. However, the Aztec building gives you plus 15% on all the food you take in. So it is much more powerful because it not only helps you when you're growing, it helps you a lot more when you're growing than otherwise. It also helps you when you're working hammers. It can allow you to work more hill tiles or other non-food surplus tiles with less than 2 food. And so, since MyRick killed off my warrior, I don't really have any defense, and just kind of the way I play right now is that I don't build many other defense units, so that's actually a pretty darn big loss for me. And so I don't really want to have the risk of losing my settler. I would rather wait a little bit more. I'd rather lose a worker than, say, a settler. And since I'm not very well protected, I'll take the worker. And so now I'll have tons of workers. I'll have to wait a turn until I finish mining to be able to chop those. And then I'll be able to chop that. And about me getting the wheel, that's kind of an untraditional strategy. I don't know. This is actually the first time I've tried it. And we'll see how well it works out for me. I think it's a reasonable strategy because, especially when there's no granary resources, it allows your city to just grow much more quickly. With the granary resources, you already have the granary, and so you don't really need much else to grow. But when there's no granary, I don't know. It seems like it works alright. And also the wheel comes off of animal husbandry, which pretty much everybody takes. So I would improve that horse tile, but the little warrior is sitting there. For future reference, it might be nice if he had sat more, I don't know. I think that's a reasonable tile to be standing on. It's kind of a scouting position, and then you can see he puts his city down there, blocking me off, so taking a lot of land away from me. my growth is pretty nice now in my city. I'm just trying to figure out what I should be doing in the city. Whether I want to try to grow up a little bit more, if I want to try to work that mined hill I have. As for the scout, I am lucky because I was right that he was going to capture a unit, but I just managed to finish warrior that turn. I'm being a little bit silly. I did not plan that at all. I just got lucky. And it's a really good thing I got lucky, because losing a worker is still not a very good thing. And so now I can work another hill tile, which is kind of a bonus that I can get from being, from the, what's it called? Floating gardens. Not hanging gardens, that's just something totally different. And now I will take my free settler. I've killed off his scout, so I feel a little bit safer. If I were playing Silent Night, I might be a little bit preoccupied, because he builds like 4 scouts. But MyRick, I believe, only builds 1. If I were more into the game, I'd probably be able to figure out how the army numbers work, and I'd be able to figure out exactly how many units he had by just looking at it. I'm setting my settler back towards the gems tile, because I don't have iron working yet, obviously, and it's very nice to be able to claim those type of luxuries. Because especially the gems, because it has an extra gold on top of the normal 2 gold extra gold you get from a luxury, plus it's a mining luxury, which you unlock so much earlier than the normal luxury. And I'm worried he's going to get Legion soon, because he did not probably research the wheel. In fact, he almost certainly did not research the wheel while he was in his tech path, and I make a big mistake there. I should have looked and said, wow, look, there's a mountain blocking that way. Maybe I shouldn't trap my scout that way. But silly me, I don't, and kill off my scout. I don't play that great this game, so I mean there'll be lots of places where you can yell at how bad I'm playing. And I'm able to ninja dodge the first attack, but, you know, the second guy gets me. If that had been the only guy attacking me, then I might have gotten away, but, you know. So, anyway, I'm building up some jaguars in my capital. What I want to do is to have nearby hill tiles mined, so that I can get my iron quickly. It's probable that it's in one of those nearby tiles, maybe in the other jungle behind my capital. That'll be very helpful. I'm gonna try to get a barracks in. It's a nice thing to get, so that your units are just a little bit stronger. And right now I'm really concerned because oh, and I get my iron, but it's in pretty much the worst place possible. Instead of being like where it should be, where like it could be nearby my city, instead of being nearby my city, my iron is really far away from my city, meaning that my city will not be able to acquire it culturally for a very long time. And the iron above me is I can't put a city on that iron. So that means that he'll be able to pillage that iron. My back city isn't nearby any iron. I switched that to hammer focus so I can get some stuff going. I'm gonna take calendar here. I probably should have been a little bit more worried about what what MyRick was about to attack me. He's gonna send some legions at me, which are nasty if you have your own swordsman, but they are even more nasty if you don't. So you can see in manufactured goods I'm doing pretty well. The watermill, or the floating gardens or whatever, in my city has helped me. Very nice. And you can see already he has legions. So I decided I might want to try to team up on this legion, see if I can smash it, but then I realized he has another legion, so I pull back. Again, I probably could have checked the army numbers and figured that out. That would be an interesting thing to look at, to try to figure out how much army somebody has by just being able to look at the army numbers. Because again, it's a duel, so you can know exactly how much army somebody has just by because you always know what they have, because they're either the best or the worst in the statistic line. So anyway, I'm going to try to hold out while I send my settler up. You'll notice as I realized I didn't have iron in my capital, I switched from a barracks to a settler because I needed the iron. I probably should have built the settler as I finished iron, but I expected the iron to be nearby. Now the Jaguars have kind of quite a few bonuses they have. They get plus 50% combat in jungle. They get Woodsman promotion, which gives them double moves through jungle, or jungle and forest, and they have heal two hit points if they kill a unit. So it's a pretty nice unit, and all the promotions stay when you upgrade to swords. So essentially, it's almost like having another unique swordsman unit. And also the Aztecs also get the culture from killing stuff, so you get lots of good stuff from killing things with Jaguars. And at this point, MyRick is going to start attacking my city. It's a little bit over ambitious here. He wrecks two of his warriors attacking my city. I'm able to kill him off with very little effort. And he doesn't have many reinforcements coming, so I believe that was poor judgment on his part. I mean, he played pretty well this game, but I think that was a mistake right there. And game. Oh wow, look at that. My recording software lagged a little bit there. Anyway, I wasn't able to move quickly enough, and he killed off one of my units. But then I kill off one of his, so I guess it's kind of fair. So again, I'm sending my top settler up to settle on the 2 iron. I just checked how many strategic resources MyRick has. He has a much higher score than me, and that's because he has 3 cities where I have 2. That does not necessarily mean he has a lot more stuff than I do. And luckily, he's able to sneak up there and nab one of my workers. Fortunately, my settler will be safe. And at this point I have iron, so I can start upgrading some units. Hopefully I'll be able to kill off some of his more ambitious legions. And then right here is where, I guess the Jaguar moving through forest kind of shines. That's a significant bonus right there. Is that I can chase after his legions. And that's all the iron I have. I only have enough iron for 2 swordsmen. So, I'll have to wait for the new tile to come under my control. I'm building a monument in my top city to try to speed up culture expansion. He thought he's killed the scout, but apparently not. But no, I just built another one. Again, it's a kind of a play out of Silent Knight's handbook. That's what he likes to do. He likes to build like 3 scouts. But there can never be anything quite like the first scout. Aww. And I kind of make a mistake there. I accidentally moved the worker onto the tile. Kind of silly there. And at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose, so I'm just being a little bit silly. Putting a little road on his iron for him. And see right here, I can slide by in the forest because I have the upgraded Jaguar warriors that I can use. And he'll probably kill off my worker that's on the iron, but I want to finish the road just for fun, and then maybe I'll be able to run it away. And his legion tried to run away because he's a scaredy cat. I have a rough terrain promotion on that swordsman, I believe, so that's why I attacked him. I'll be able to back him up if the legion tries to kill off my other unit. And I'm able to get another legion, which is pretty nice. And then I can run away from him before he, I can run away from his other legion. But unfortunately, he sent some other legions down by my capital. And so my capital is in peril again. The chat is pretty lively this game. I'll make an effort for you guys to try to talk to people lots. I think it definitely makes the game more fun that way. It's another thing that makes multiplayer a little bit better than single player, in my opinion. And I have one more manufactured good than he does, so obviously I am much better than him. It's a sign that my Civ is going to beat his. And he's trying to attack my city again, and that didn't really work out for him because I bombarded his legion and killed it off. And I'm building a granary in my city, which probably isn't a very good idea. I already have a growth building, which lets me work more hills, and I'm unhappy. So sometimes it's a good idea to build a growth building when you're unhappy because it lets you work more hammer tiles. But again, I already have a growth building which lets me work all of my hills, so I'm good like that. I don't need it. I don't need another one. So I might switch out of that. Yeah, I'm about to. And I just barely move fast enough to be able to kill off his legion, or move away from his legion. And right now, I'm, like I did in a lot of my previous videos, I'm giving lots of flanking bonuses, so completely surrounding his unit, so that I get I believe I have 4 units around him, so if he'll attack one, I'll have 3 other units around him. And then, yeah, hopefully he'll die. He kills off one of my swordsmen, and I knew that was kind of going to happen. But I had a nice flanking bonus when he did it, so he took a little bit more damage than he would have otherwise. And so hopefully now I will be able to kill off his unit in return for him killing off mine. I'm going to try to repair my horses, which he pillaged during his last attack. It was a very smart move of him, because I don't have any iron, and so if he pillages my horses, I can't, or I have 2 iron, but now I don't have very many units, very many things to build with at all. And there I was able to kill off his legion. I waited to the last second to attack with the warrior to get the to damage him a little bit, and then I finished him off with the swordsman. And right now I have plenty of gold to upgrade, but I don't have the iron to upgrade. Yep, and so I'm bragging to him that I've only had 2 iron, and yet he still can't kill me, even though he's Rome. So neener. And I think I might have dropped from the game, but because my lag went up to like 3 seconds or something, but then it went away, so I was good to go. I'll be getting my iron tiles up soon. I have more manufactured goods, which is nice. It's not very helpful, though. I'm actually going to build some walls in a city, which I rarely do. And so to dodge away from his scout, I'm going to kind of go backwards, which is kind of the opposite direction he'd expect me to go. Hopefully he'll miss me. And he's got a ballista coming towards my city, which is pretty bad. The ballistas do a ton of damage on cities. And so now, of course, as is my tradition, I'm going to try to sneak units back around and try to do a sneak attack. I seem to be trying to do that in every video, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see if we'll be able to get that jaguar back and around to kill off that ballista. Just trying to shake it up, you know? Keep things exciting. And so I need to sneak around. The ballista can only see 1 tile away, because that's one of the negative promotions that a catapult gets, or ballista. Catapult. The ballista is a version of a catapult, and so it inherits its maladies, including the must set up to fire, the no terrain defensive bonuses, and -1 sight. So I'm building a walls, which will bring my city defense up quite significantly. So he'll have to take quite a bit of damage to be able to attack me. Of course, now that he has a ballista, he'll be able to do quite a bit of damage to my city anyway. So that's not good. And I'm also maybe thinking about getting a spearman down and around to get to him. Now that I have my 6 iron hooked up, I can get a lot of I can upgrade some more swordsmen, so I'll actually have about as many swordsmen as he does. And you can see right there, his ballista did 6 damage to my city, which is an absolutely ridiculous amount. There's 6 damage, and my city isn't that weak either. It's a strong city. And unfortunately, my sneak attack fails because, or actually, we don't know it's failed yet, but that legion right there will be able to see my unit, and so I will not be able to do a successful sneak attack. It will be unlikely for me to do a successful sneak attack. So I figure whatever, I might as well just try to attack the chariot archer. And right there, I try to advance because I want to try to take the ballista, but that does not work out well at all, and he kills off a bunch of my units. And as you can see there, I try to attack his ballista, and I do, and then get killed, and then his ballista heals instantly. So really I gain nothing at all by doing that. And also he has a great general now. So good for him. And he's sending a legion up and around, and I realize his iron is unprotected. So what I probably should have done at this point is realize maybe that legion is going for my iron, and maybe I should have attacked at the end of this turn with my swordsman to try to take out his ballista, which I forget to do. So he keeps on killing off units again. The Roman Legion has +2 strength, and it has, it can build roads. So I kind of do a second best thing. I threaten a ballista and a great general. So hopefully I'll be able to take one out. Either way, it would be a big loss for him. He's able to move his great general back. So he'll lose the bonus on one of his legions, but he will still have, he'll still have his great general around, probably. And I move my scout into position for attacking. I'm able to take out one of his legions, and then I pillage his iron. It might have been a little bit better to attack, or pillage, than attack, but I wanted to make sure that I would be able to attack him before he did. So that's good. With this game, I kind of started fooling around. I don't think I played that great this game. Yeah, I could have done a lot better. I'm not, you know, like I'm trying to get some happiness resources up, but he was just crawling over my stuff, so that would have been difficult. And then he kills off my scout. That was kind of expected. For example, I could have been building military units out of my expansion cities instead of just building like a stable or whatever I'm building. Now I'm going to try to suicide my swordsman into his legion, but as you can see, he's already gotten, I think I might have killed off enough units so that now he's under. He had 12 iron before, and he was using up quite a bit of it, but then I killed off a bunch of his units, which brought him back under the penalty for, you only get the strategic resource penalty if you're in like negative amounts of a resource, right? So he was at like say -2, and then I killed off 2 of his iron units, and so then he went back to neutral, and so then I was an 8. So then I was he went back to neutral, so now he doesn't have the resource penalty anymore. Anyway, he gets a legion onto my iron. I kill it off quickly, and I'm able to get him before the iron goes away. Before he gets my iron. And I was wondering why his scout didn't try to attack my worker. Seemed like what he should have been doing. Now I'm going to start researching up to metal casting. Maybe I'll be able to get some long swords in. I get my Liberty finisher pretty quickly because I've been killing off a decent number of his units. And I'm excited because his ballista only did 3 damage. If you remember, it did 6 damage the other time, and 3 damage is little enough so that my city will just re-heal it in a turn. I get 2 healing, which is just the base amount of healing for a city, then +1 for it being my capital, and +1 for having walls. So I heal 4 culture or 4 hit points per turn. And so I'm excited that, despite the fact that he's been going all over my land, my manufactured goods are still higher. So obviously I'm winning, even though I'm not. That's another, just an example of how, that statistic isn't always the end-all to be-all. I'm trying to surround his legion with all of my units so that I can kill him off. The legions at some point are just ridiculous. It's just, they're just so much stronger, especially when they're fortified. It's just hard to get over that. And so I get my Liberty Great Person and I take a Great General because I need it. I need some defense, so I'm going to try to put in a Citadel. And we'll see how well that works. Again, the Citadel gives plus 100 defense for any unit on the tile, and it does 3 damage to all surrounding units. So it's very hard to take with a melee unit, especially if they're the same level. However, if you have one unit which is stronger, if you have like legions attacking warriors, then it's alright, it's not that hard to take it out. But if that had been a swordsman, if I had waited or something and put a swordsman on that tile, it would have been very difficult for him to dislodge it. Actually, well, if I had put a swordsman, he would have just bombarded it with ballistas, and then taking it down to like kill it off completely, and then gone in and pillaged a tile instead of having a warrior which was killed off right away. And he moves at the end of the turn without me noticing and is able to kill off my iron just as I did to him. Congrats to him for the iron kill. And I don't notice, but he killed off one of my great generals, which is a little bit sad. I thought the great general had been inside the city, but I don't know. I just was tracking him badly. I'm going to try to sneak up behind him again and take out the ballista, and we'll see if this time I can be successful. Oh, well actually my iron is pillaged right now, so I don't really want to do that. I might kill off another legion, get another nice culture boost. But then he sends a legion in, so I'm unable to kill off, or I'm unable to do the 2 moves into the ballista because he uses his zone of control to block it. So I move up to the ballista this turn, but then he pulls back and is getting ready to kill off my unit. and I'm not sure if I am able to get my iron up, but he kills me off. He kills me off pretty quickly, so I don't think I was able to get my iron up before he killed off my swordsman there. And at this point, I drop, so from the game, I'm assuming it's me. It might have been him, but it's pretty certain it's me. My internet isn't that great, so we're just gonna exit, and we're back in the game. He killed off. We kind of reacted a little bit, and he kills off my units and kills me. So here's the graph. Here's the score. He's yellow. He's a little bit ahead of me. I'm going to flip down to manufactured goods. I believe that's food return, I think, or something. There's manufactured goods. I was doing pretty decently, and especially up here at the end, I was actually a little bit ahead of him. So anyway, I lost. Thanks for watching. Yeah, try to have iron closer to your